Are you ready for two of the most underrated AA first-person shooters out there? If you are, then super welcome to this video. Today, I bring with me some brutal carnage that is extremely fun and that should be played by more people than have actually played them so far. And my name is Brutal Slim. My mission here is to dig out the most brutal and fun first-person shooters out there. And today is no exception from that, so let's dig into them. So first up in the video, my broskis, is Hard Reset, more specifically the Redux version. Now, Hard Reset originally dropped back in 2012, and then in 2016 came the Redux version, which improves the visuals, boosts the performance, rebalances the gameplay, changes some enemy placements, and adds a new weapon and a new enemy type. So if you played the original but never touched Redux, this does seem like the version to go for. Personally, I never played the original myself, but I did play the Redux version very recently. And what Hard Reset is, at its core, is a hardcore single-player shooter with a heavy focus on destruction, physics, and that old-school style of combat where everything is just exploding all over the damn place. Debris goes flying, objects fall apart, stuff spins around, and it all looks really damn good. It's also got this cyberpunk setting that still holds up visually even now. Now, I will say though that the environments, they can get a bit repetitive. I definitely wish that there was more variety, but even if it doesn't mix things up enough, what was here still looks beautiful. And what really surprised me is just how insanely well it runs. I was playing with everything maxed out in 2K resolution while streaming on the same PC, and the frame rate was just ridiculous. So performance-wise, this game is kinda nuts. Now, there is also a story here, set in a world where humanity is basically surviving in the last city, while machines are taking over everything outside of it. We play as Major Fletcher, who gets sent in when the city's defenses are breached. Most of that story is told through voice-acted hand-drawn cutscenes between levels, and in the game, that city is breached.
This information is an effective weapon. Observe this monument, Major. Do you happen to know what it is?
But if I'm being honest here, this story was not the main reason that I was here. The combat definitely was my main focus here. And the combat is really damn good. You got a katana for melee and then two main guns. One regular ballistic weapon and one plasma weapon. And those two weapons are where the fun really starts, because they can both be upgraded into different variants. So even though it first looks like the game only gives you two guns, those two can branch out into stuff like assault rifles, shotguns, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, beam weapons, Tesla-style weapons, and more. So there is actually a pretty solid arsenal here once you start unlocking things. And the weapons, they feel decent as well. They got moving parts that are animated, they heat up, they glow up, and all of that helps to sell the impact. But the audio design is not really tingling my senses in the right way. The hit feedback, however, is also really damn satisfying, because the physics affect the enemies too, not just the environment. And when you combine that with all the destructible stuff around you, the combat just feels crunchy in a really satisfying and fun way. And also, I think that this might be the game that I've ever played with the most red barrels ever. I've never seen more in my entire life, and they are actually useful. Blow them up, kill enemies, find secrets, get upgrade currency. Simple stuff, but it works really well. So yeah, Hard Reset Redux is a very underrated shooter, and I definitely recommend it. Now, let's move on to the second one. Alright, next up we got Warhammer 40k Necromunda Hired Gun, or is it just Necromunda Hired Gun? I don't know, but I know that we play as a bounty hunter and it takes place in the Warhammer 40k universe, or is it just the Necromunda universe? I don't know. But nonetheless, we play as a bounty hunter in Necromunda, and for the right price, we can take down just about anything. Now, this game, it did have quite the rough launch. It was filled with bugs, issues, it had all the stuff that it doesn't need to have when it drops. But I did briefly play it back then, I never got into it, and then I played it again about a year later, and I quite enjoyed it, but I never finished it. And now I played it again recently, and this latest time around, I ran into basically nothing serious when it comes to bugs or performance. It was actually running smooth and great. All I had was just a couple of small visual glitches, and that was it. So I felt like I really wanted to feature this one again because I had a freaking blast playing it. I had so much fun, and I know it has mixed reviews even today, and I've seen some people complain about the movement, the level design, and the general feel of the game, but honestly, once I got into it, I had such a good time with it. Like, it's impossible to not have a good time with this. It is so expansive and varied. But what is it? Well, at its core, it is a fast-paced first-person shooter where you can wall run, use a grappling hook, and keep upgrading yourself so that you can move faster, jump higher, and become more effective as you go. The levels, they range from tight corridors to huge spaces, so there's a lot of room here to use those mechanics if you so want to. But the nice thing is that the game does not force you to play one specific way. You can go full speed and bounce around like a maniac, sure, but you can also play it more grounded, peek corners, control angles, and mow enemies down more traditionally. And I really like that flexibility here. Now yeah, sure, it does take a little time to get used to it. At first it can feel a bit awkward, a bit overwhelming, especially while you're figuring out how all the movement and upgrade work together. But once it clicks, and once you find the playstyle that works the best for you, it becomes insanely fun. And don't be afraid to play how you want to, because the game never forces you to do anything. And I also have to mention that the game looks freaking phenomenal. Not quite on the same level as Darktide, because Darktide is just absurd at times, but Hired Gun is not far behind. Some of the environments in this game look fantastic, and the whole thing is just a feast for the eyes, especially if you like grimy sci-fi nonsense, which I freaking love. The gore is also really good. You can dismember enemies, blood is flying everywhere, all that good stuff. So if you like your shooters messy, this one absolutely delivers. And because we are playing as a bounty hunter, there's also a hub world where you can buy weapons, customize them, upgrade your gear, and improve both your character and your Mastiff. There are a lot of options here, lots of weapon combinations, and lot of room to mess around until you find the setup that you like the most. And personally, I spent hours fiddling around, playing around with different weapons, and it was actually fun. And you also get side missions, and those are super useful because they give you more currency for your upgrades, so that you can fiddle around with your character and play around with different styles even more. And especially if the main campaign starts pushing back a bit too hard, you can go off, do some side stuff, get stronger, and come back better prepared. And yeah, sure, some of the side missions, they reuse areas from the main campaign, but honestly, I didn't mind that much because the environments look so goddamn good anyway, so I didn't mind going back exploring them further. Oh yeah, and there is also a story going on here as well, with factions and voice-acted characters and all that good stuff. But once again, the gameplay was the main thing pulling me through, and as a full package, I think that this game, it actually really works. So overall, I think that Necromunda Hired Gun is a really solid AA fast-paced shooter, and I honestly don't think that it deserves to still sit at mixed reviews in the state that it is in right now. Maybe that made sense at launch, but from what I played recently, this was a freaking blast, and I recommend everyone to jump back into it, or jump into it for the first time. Sure, it takes a bit before it clicks, but when it clicks, it really freaking clicks. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Broski, you're amazing. If you like what you saw today, remember to hit that thumbs up. And if you want even more stuff like this, hit that subscribe as well. And Papa Slim, he will see you in the next one. Over and out.